So I'm Tommy Connolly, and today I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what I would do for my presentation for Task 3 for EDU 342. My topic is health and nutrition. That's what I've chosen to do with the Year 7 class. The Year 7 class for Task 3 has a hook question, and the hook question is going to be, does a healthy body equal a healthy mind? So say for example I've walked into the tutorial and this is the class that I've got. I'll have the whiteboard will be up here, and what I'd probably have is in bold big writing I would have the hook question, does a healthy mind equal a healthy body? That would be written in big letters just across the board so everyone can see it. So when the students walk in, they've got the big hook question right up on the board, so they'll probably take their seats and that's the first thing that they would see. And what I would do is I'd start with some open discussion. So this would probably be used as a type of formative assessment, because what we want to do is we want to get some prior knowledge from these students. So we would be using open discussion for the teacher to get some prior knowledge from the students. And basically we want to know more about what their prior knowledge with health is and nutrition and things like that. So we'd have the hook question, does a healthy body equal a healthy mind? And I might have some students raise your hands if you think you might be able to answer that question. As a teacher, I'm not going to answer it for them. That's what I'm here to, just to get some discussion happening. So I would get a few people to raise their hands and answer the question. I wouldn't give them a yes or no. I would say, okay, and I would elaborate on whatever they say, or I might ask some more questions just to generate more further discussion, deeper discussion, so that everyone kind of gets engaged and everyone can talk about it. And we want to know, does a healthy body equal a healthy mind? What is the difference between having a healthy body and having a healthy mind? So that's what we want to find out. So the next question that I would probably ask the students, just to keep generating some prior knowledge and some more discussion, would be, what does being healthy mean to you? That's probably what I would ask next. So I would ask the students, what does healthy being mean to you? Yep, raise your hand. And then I would ask a few students. Obviously I don't have any people here, so I can't get anyone to answer those questions, but that's the next question I would ask. What does being healthy mean to you? That would be the next question. I would answer a few questions, we'd keep on discussing it, and this would just give me as a teacher an idea into how much these Year 7 students know about their health, and do they understand the concept that you don't have to be physically extremely fit in order to be healthy. The word healthy doesn't necessarily mean you have to be fit physically, because there's more there's more factors involved, such as spiritually, mentally, financially, economically. There's so many more factors that come into account when it comes to your health. So that's what we want to find out. So we might ask them next, what do you think a healthy body would look like? And that's probably when I would start using some resources, which I would bring in, and you can use anything for these resources. So for example, I've just gone out and found some magazines. All magazines have pictures of people who are supposedly healthy people, fit people. So for example, I would show the class this and I would hand it around to the students to look at. This is just a triathlete, a fit girl, fit, supposedly healthy girl. I'd hand that around to the students, and then I would ask, does this person look healthy to you? Being Year 7s and seeing a fit triathlete, I'm assuming all the answers will be yes, which is probably true, but that's the point I'm trying to make. We're handing this around to show that the media also sometimes influences how you should see people, and that's what we're trying to find out from these students. So we would show them the picture of that, and then after we generate some more discussion about whether this girl is healthy, the next thing we would do is bring out a picture of someone who supposedly looks unhealthy. So for example, here in the magazine I've got another picture of an overweight individual, and we would hand this around next, and we would say, is this person healthy? What does being healthy look like to you? We've already talked about what it means to be healthy, but what does it look like? After showing a picture of the fit, healthy-looking triathlete girl, the next one we've handed around is a girl that appears to be overweight. And that begs the question, can you be a healthy individual when you're overweight? It's not all to do with your physical appearance. For example, the triathlete could have many other issues that she's dealing with. You know, it could be mentally, it could be spiritually, financially. There's so many other factors that come into account. But when we show the picture of the other overweight individual, the question that needs to be asked is, well, is she still healthy? Because she could be happy, which is a huge thing. If this girl's positive, happy, she's spiritually fine, she's mentally fine, everything else is going well, what's to say that this girl isn't healthy as well? So that's what this subject's all about. We're just talking about, you know, the physical side and the spiritual, the mental side of things as well. So we would ask why they think that one girl can be healthy but the other isn't. And I say girl just because those are the pictures that I've used. I would hand another one around like this and say, how does the media influence how you think you should be seen? Is this a picture of a healthy girl? And once again, as the teacher, I won't give them a straight yes or no. I will just generate some discussion, because by generating discussion, I'm going to get a lot of feedback from the students, and I will understand a lot more. I'll get a lot more prior knowledge than that from them, and that will give me that's a good form of formative assessment, because it's going to give me more knowledge, so I'll know how to plan out the unit and what to put in the next lessons, you know, for the whole unit plan, because this is the first lesson, and that's how I'm going to generate get some prior knowledge from the students. So I might get them to write down what they think being healthy means to them after we've shown them these pictures and generated a bit of discussion. The next thing that I might do is, before the lesson ends, I might make on the whiteboard here, just below the hook question of does a healthy body equal a healthy mind, I might make a Y chart, and I draw that up in front of the students. I draw up a Y chart, and we use a healthy body against an unhealthy body. That would be the things that we're using in the Y chart, just to give them an idea of, you know, so they can physically see the differences, which we'll be able to have on the board. That's probably what I would do in my lesson if I was to present it in front of the class. And that's probably how I would go about this lesson. Obviously, I don't have any of the students here, so I can't hand my resources out to them or get them to answer any questions, but that's probably how I would go about it. We just talk about all the factors that are involved with health, what it means to be healthy. We talk about the hook question, and as I said, that would be a good type of formative assessment that I could use in order to plan out my lessons from then on.